Brother Virgil,
What do you want?
can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the
Ah,
supervisor
tout ça
of
parce
our
que c'est
team.
une femme.
The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary
Ouais, tout ça parce
precautions.
que c'est une femme.
And now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. There was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters. And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
We have been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well.
Ah, enculé.
I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that
Mais
roam
oui,
the area
t'inquiète.
are
Ils
ruthless.
sont impitoyables. T'inquiète, bro. Ça devrait le faire. Allez, camp de fouille, ils sont... Zone de campement. On va débrouiller le campement là. Et on verra après. Le campement est de l'autre côté, je crois. Alors, on peut tout simplement pas passer.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
No. Look, it may be what someone wanted it to look like, but his wound was inflicted with a weapon. He was struck in the back of the head, from behind, with a mace made of metal, not stone.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
No. Look, it may be what someone wanted it to look like, but his wound was inflicted with a weapon. He was struck in the back of the head, from behind, with a mace made of metal, not stone.
Ah, effectivement. C'est des grosses bébêtes. Ouais, c'est vrai que c'est des grosses bébêtes celles-ci. Cœur intact. Ça rapporte de la tounasse. Ça, c'est bien. Ça rapporte de la tounasse, tout ça, c'est bien. C'est le plus important. Ah, il y en a d'autres là. Bon, des moins forts, mais... Ah non. Voilà. Ah, je pense que je vais commencer à prendre les... Ah, ce qui nous donne en fait, parce que sinon... Sinon ça me rapportera pas trop de thunes, le fait de partir en expédition. Ouais, je gagne plus de thunes en fait. Ça pourrait être pas mal si je trouve des choses à acheter qui sont vraiment legit trop forts quoi. Surtout que j'ai appris que de sources inconnues que la quête de Kurt en fait donnait quelque chose. Mais je n'ai pas fouillé le coffre. J'aurais dû fouiller. Le blanc m'a l'air costaud, non? Pas blanc? Ah non, bah les deux sont blancs. J'ai dit costaud? Enfin bref, je disais que... Merde, il est là.
The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile, most likely a Lowola. But what was he doing alone so far from camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception.
Du coup, je disais, la quête de Kurt rapportait une armure, une putain d'armure. Et je vais y retourner juste après les quêtes, dès qu'on sera de retour à... c'est où déjà? Je sais plus, je crois que c'est à Seren. On y fera un tour et on récupérera l'armure qui est dans un coffre. Et on la donnera à Kurt. Parce que je pense que moi je vais m'acheter une meilleure armure après. Je préfère que Kurt ça soit le gros sac à PV de ces morts là qui meurt jamais. J'ai besoin d'un deuxième mec qui est solide.
Weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy. A dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues?
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
This Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
On va révéler à
It
tout.
seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next.
S'il y aura... S'il y aura là, les idées claires, du coup, vaut mieux... Allez.
Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I have found
Ah,
the dead bodies of
le
your
son
missing
s'active.
colleagues.
On va se battre.
How awful. What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals, but it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers, our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation. And want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
Est-ce que j'ai réellement besoin de me battre? J'ai pas vraiment besoin de la protéger non plus. Hein. Attends, il est où l'autre? Il s'est barré? Attends, non, me dis pas qu'il est mort comme une merde. On récupère. On récupère. Oh, il est mort l'autre débile. Non. Non, c'est pas lui non plus. Ok. Super.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil.
Ah,
fought
il a
during
fui,
the
d'accord.
battle.
The coward. And naturally his accomplices fled along with him. What a waste. So many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone, but I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this, as a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in Saint Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Ah, il faut aller là. Ouais, let's go. Hein. Fallait faire le tour par là, là. Faut faire le tour par là. Allez. Pas le choix. Tac, pendant ce temps-là, je retrouve où était là où on a tué le gars là qui cassait les couilles à Kurt. Je sais plus comment il s'appelle là. Tout droit. Allez. On n'a pas fait cette zone. Du coup... Oh, le one shot, sa mère. Bon, ils sont arrivés, je leur ai mis un coup de furie, ils ont fait... Ah. Ok. Très utile mes coéquipiers là. Alors. À mon avis, il n'y a plus qu'à aller par là.
You'd have to be insane to want to live in such a place. Even a saint would want to stay dry.
Écoute Kurt. Déjà il y a un campement. On va valider le campement pour le 3 sur 3 ici. Et... Ils me disent de redescendre, mais à mon avis, on va remonter après. Sinon, on va faire un tout droit. Oh, da shit! C'est quoi cette merde? Oh non, on va affronter un boss là. Fuck. Il va balancer sa lance. Et il réapparaît. Moi tout ce que je veux, c'est lui enlever son armure. Pour que mes mates, mes coéquipiers, puissent lui mettre full dégâts. Et dès que je peux mettre des... Oh fuck. Dès que je peux mettre des coups de furie, en mettre. Là par exemple, je vais en avoir un nouveau. Il a plus d'armure, on va lui faire mal. Ok, c'est fine en vrai. Ok. Popo. Et là on le DPS. Hein? Non, j'avais esquive. Oh, j'avais esquive quand même. J'ai popo pour rien. Et là on te furie et on te tue. Let's go. Voilà. Tu m'as bien cassé les couilles. Pénétrer dans la grotte. Je suis pas fou d'y aller là. Y'a rien là, y'a pas de coffre. Ok. Bon bah on va aller dans la gaufre. Hein. Dans la grotte. J'ai dit dans la gaufre. Pas grave. Donc, clairement là le Nadeg là il était pas foufou mais après faut pas oublier que j'ai pas mal d'XP. Oh non, eux ils cassent les couilles eux. J'aime pas trop ces trucs volants là. Ça empoisonne, ça casse couilles. Il y en a d'autres. Il y a un truc à gauche. Oula! Attends, me dis pas qu'il a vécu ici quand même. Ah, d'accord. C'est un ancien village. Ah. Attends, il y a quoi là? Il y a rien. Il écrit quoi? Impossible d'escalader. Ah oui, d'accord, ok. J'avais pas vu que... Ok. C'est un ancien village. Abandonné, mais j'ai vu que sur le côté gauche... Oh, toi, tu m'as cassé les couilles. Toi, tu vas juste prendre 2 coups de furie dans ta bouche. Faut pas croire, mais c'est quand même pas mal fort, ces merdes. Je présume que là, il faut avoir un certain truc d'agilité pour y aller.
I can't do that.
Je peux pas faire ça, ok. C'est juste un raccourci. Hein. On va faire le tour, c'est pas grave. Mais à mon avis, il est... Il habitait là, il y avait encore du... On va continuer à gauche. Parce qu'à droite, ça nous fait redescendre. Mais ça nous permet de... Oula.
This is a cave of knowledge, or at least it looks like one. The old man must have been exceptional to be able to live in such a place.
Let's take a closer look at these paintings. We may learn something from them. This mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest getting his face painted by a masked native. This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matthias. Praying to Enonmiel Frictimen. I don't know these glyphs, but these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence. But this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors.
I cannot believe it. These symbols, they are signs used in the secret writing of the Donegada.
Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them.
Et le dernier.
There are some native symbols
Ah
here,
non.
and some letters I recognize, as if someone had tried to write in the native language using our alphabet. Men duis dad, enon mil frictimen.
It means, welcome us amongst your people, Enon mil Flichtamen.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him.
Et la dernière.
Looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago, and it undeniably comes from the continent. I seem to recall that Saint Matthias is almost always depicted using a similar rosary.
So that's what it was. The priest's old sage became a Donegad. I don't think that they'll be happy about that. And yet, it could bring peace. The Solasser will no longer be able to burn our people and our guardians.
Why is he not depicted wearing the marks of the Donegada?
It was a very long time ago. Magic had not yet been given to us by Enon mil Flichtamen.
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matthias lived his life in a way that's so different from what they advocate. As for Virgil, he wasn't wrong. Such a revelation will certainly cause a schism in Plongée.
To think these old things could cause a civil war. Or long-lasting peace with the natives. It is a serious responsibility to decide what to do with them. But it isn't ours. Their saint, their decision.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to the researchers' camp.
Ok, monsieur. Allez. Niveau 24. Ça, on s'en fiche. Je voulais juste voir la carte, en fait. On va passer à gauche. Hein. C'est là d'où on vient. Là, il y a un coffre, mais on peut y accéder que si on passe par là. Clairement, on peut pas y aller. Il faut avoir un certain niveau ici. Bon, c'est pas grave. Pour un attribut pas de compétence, je peux pas me le mettre. Mais c'est pas grave. Hop. On va aller rapporter les découvertes et... Attends, il a quand même bolossé le boule celui-ci, hein. Oh là là. Il était pas très fort comme Donegal, mais bon. Après, est-ce qu'il était pas très fort parce qu'on était haut level ou parce que... Ah, parce qu'on était haut level, en soi, je trouve ça a tout changé. Clairement, je pense que le niveau 24, c'est pas non plus dégueulasse pour ce que c'est. Pour ce que c'est, hein, pour ce qu'on est en train de faire, parce que... Peut-être que... Si j'avais pas XP... on serait niveau 18. Ah, un petit coffre, vous avez pas vu lui. Après bon, on saura jamais. Alors, sœur Eugénia. Tu savais que Sainte Mathéus était un donégade?
So, did you find anything? Or do you need my help?
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by a whole group of people, mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site, as the place was guarded by a creature.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matthias.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown
tu
having
savais.
his face painted by a native. On the other, he prayed to a god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look, there are inscriptions. These tablets and also this chaplet.
His chaplet. I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I feel. You must come with me. We must go and present all these discoveries to the Mother Cardinal. You realize, our entire dogma will have to change. So far, anyone who wanted to question it would have burned their fingers. Literally, alas.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence. With your support, we will convince her to reveal the truth.
I see. I will do my best to help you.
It seems we are arriving right on time. You did well to warn us, Brother Virgil.
Virgil. How did you know?
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very convincing.
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately, so that they can be destroyed.
How can you even suggest the destruction of relics written by the hand of our founder?
Out of love for our dogma, for our faith, and for our nation. But since you refuse to comply with our orders, you leave us no choice.
Death to the heretics!
Yeah. Sauf que toi, je te bolosse en premier. Ah, vous saoulez avec ça par contre là. Ouais, une explosion de mes couilles là. Quoi? Oh mais ils font chier avec leur explosion de merde. Putain. Bon. Il faisait noir. On n'avait pas bien vu. C'est pas grave. Là, on va aller voir Sœur Eugénia et on va aller bolos.